Individual competition continues on day 2 of the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge in Knoxville, Tennessee, from the Thompson Bowling Arena on the campus of the University of Tennessee. Woodland and Tommy Marquez here in the booth. Nikki Brazier is down on the competition floor. We are through the first of 3 heats of the event for the women. Aptly titled Inception, the longest event that they will face in this competition.
The same amount of work each time, starting with 900 meters in the true form, 18 ring muscle-ups, and 36 wall balls. But then they split it into 2 rounds and then into 3 rounds. So in total, 2,700 meters of running, 54 ring muscle-ups. They're just saying that. And then over 100 wall balls.
Your start list presented by CBD MD, Hasenkamp in lane 4. Slowly creeping up the leaderboard. Right now sits in 7th place overall. She's only 36 points back of Christine Kohlenbrander for 5th.
Lane 4, and she's had back-to-back 4th place finishes after her 21st place finish to start the weekend. She's climbed back in contention in one of those last chance qualifier spots. Needs another strong performance to maybe take a game spot.
Nicole Gibson-Berg, she is in lane 7. She is in 11th place and trying to get into the top 9 and into the last chance online qualifier, but she's just 9 points back of Kat Gorilla for that 9th place.
Yeah, she's the next highest ranked athlete in this field. Has a great opportunity, 9 points. That's just a few spots in this event. Could potentially end day 2 in contention for a last chance qualifier spot.
Nicole Gibson-Berg in the work on her 900-meter run. We saw in Heat 1, no athlete able to complete all the work inside the 27-minute time cap. Emma Chapman and Leah Ayers had a great battle to see who could establish the top score. I'd like to thank one of our partners for today's broadcast, Thor, personalized scientific wellness. Visit Thor.com and check out the official supplement partner of CrossFit, trusted by U.S. national teams and more than 100 professional sports teams. Meters to start here on the true form trainer, and then 18 ring muscle ups followed by 36 wall ball shots. Meredith Swindle in lane 8. She was the first All-American in the history of the Stetson softball team in 2014 as a pitcher. She was 27-9, had a 1.26 ERA. She hit .342, 15 home runs and 46 RBIs that season.
Talk about helping your own cause. If you're on the mound and hitting them out of the park. Some tremendous stats there.
It's Hasenkamp in lane 4. We talked to her a little bit on Thursday before the competition started when the athletes were checking in. She had a lot of great energy, felt good, felt really confident coming into the competition, and she is well within striking distance at one of those spots inside the top 5, and she has certainly had a breakthrough year this year.
Yeah, and you know, it comes on the heels of a breaking turn of events last season. She had a 2nd straight invite to the CrossFit Games. Fortunately, due to COVID, the resorting of invites, she had that taken away because we saw her basically guarantee her spot at the Mayhem Classic last year. And when we got to talk to her at Athlete Check-In, a lot of attention has gone to the reinvigoration of Scott Panchik. Well, the byproduct of that too is he trains with Hasenkamp every single day. She works at his affiliate. He has kind of mentored her as she's come up in the sport. So as Scott has tried to flourish again as an individual, he is right there in lockstep in her own development as well.
And Fee said she had to drag Scott all 6 of these events to practice them. And Scott was saying, man, I don't know if I want to do all of them. But Fee was like, no, we're doing them all. So and she is well practiced coming into this.
And that was the best part. You know, sometimes that's the yin and the yang, right? Fee is a young, hungry athlete. Has that fire, maybe a little overzealous sometimes when it comes to attacking and preparing. And Scott Panchik, the grizzled veteran, saying pump the brakes. But in this instance, you know, they can help each other pulling each other out of their comfort zones.
Shaylin Laurie in lane 10. She's an emergency communications operator at Kent County Sheriff's Department for a year and a half. She's also been a sheriff's deputy for 2 years. And when the military opened it for the females, she enlisted in the Army and commissioned through Officer Candidate School in April of 2017. She was the first female honor graduate from the Infantry Basic Officer Leader course in August of 2017, and she won the 2021 Occupational Games in the Female Law Enforcement Officer Division. And her judge's hand is in the air. She is one of 2 athletes who are on the final stages of this initial 900-meter run. That's Danielle Dunlap in lane 5, hopping off the Truth Home trainer. She will be the first woman working her way back to the rig, and she will complete 18 ring muscle-ups before moving on to 36 wall ball shots. And Shaylin Laurie is right behind her in second place.
And Danielle Dunlap making an early mistake. She thought she had to go to the wall balls right away. Actually got a rep in.
She will not be able to count that towards her total,
unfortunately.
Now more athletes working their way back to the rig. Danielle Dunlap coming in 13th place overall, 166 total points, 18 points back of Kat Grillo for 9th place. 9th place is the last spot for the last chance online qualifier.
And one of the things I was watching towards the end of the last heat, as fatigue starts to set in and athletes' technique on the muscle ups start to break down. A lot of these athletes early on, it's become kind of the standard practice. You kip up, and as your legs return from that initial kip up, you use that momentum, that little back upswing to be the kind of pseudo kip for the dip portion of the muscle up. But as you start to get tired, being able to hang there in that bottom dip portion for a split second, let your legs swing back around a second time, utilize that for a more traditional kip is a nice tool to have in your back pocket.
Nicole Gibson-Burke in lane 7 is on her set of 18 ring muscle-ups. 11th place overall coming into the event. 9 points back of Kat Grillo for 9th place. Remember, 9th place, once again, the final spot for the last chance online qualifier. Spots 6 through 9 earn a trip for the last chance online qualifier. Spots 1 through 5 go directly to the CrossFit Games. And Nicole Gibson-Burke is on to her set of 36 wall balls, 20-pound wall ball to a 9-foot target.
And remember, this semifinal in particular for the women gets 9 spots because we have some athletes that were displaced due to COVID travel restrictions. So athletes like Emma Chatton, Carla Henriette, Tia Clark, all couldn't travel to their originally sorted semifinal due to the restrictions. So as a result, CrossFit's added an additional spot in the qualifier just in case to make sure these athletes have another opportunity to compete.
In lane 5 was the first woman to the rings, and now is your leader on the wall balls. Rebecca Cellier down in lane 3, the left side of the screen. Next to Fisa Gafi in lane 4. They are also on the wall balls. Fisa Gafi is trying to gain ground on women who are all competing in the next heat.
And that's the tough part without the resort in between events. Sagapi has moved up into the top 10, but she'll have to wait till the end of the day for them to adjust the lane assignment. So right now she's competing with the understanding that all the heavy hitters in the final heat are coming after her, and she's going to have to, you know, put a significant effort in here in spite of that. And if there's one thing that I think she can kind of keep in her back pocket is the fact that in the previous heat, Emma Chatton was the lead at any point until the end, was able to build steam as this event moved along.
Nicole Gibson-Burke is the first woman done with the first portion of this event. Now she begins her 2 rounds of the 450-meter run, the 9 ring muscle-ups, and the 18 wall ball shots. Danielle Dunlap is moving her chest piece, and she is in 2nd place. These are 2 women who are very much in contention for a spot inside the top 9. 27-minute time cap on this event. This is the second of 3 heats, and with 1 heat down, no athlete has been able to complete all the work in this event inside that 27-minute time cap. And now Rebecca Fuselier on the left side of your screen, she is done with part 1. She did not advance her chest piece though. Spots 6 through 9 in the overall standings. After all is said and done here at the Mid-Atlantic CrossFit Challenge, we'll get one more chance to earn a trip to the CrossFit Games through the Last Chance Online qualifier. 38 men and women qualify out of the semifinals. 2 each will qualify out of the Last Chance Online qualifier.
And that will be an online competition. We haven't seen that for quite some time. You can remember back in 2009, there was actually a Last Chance qualifier as well. It was important because Tommy Hasenkamp, the eventual second-place man at the CrossFit Games that year, showed up as an unknown because he qualified through that avenue and ended up taking home a silver medal.
More athletes starting to finish up the first portion of this event. Hasenkamp back on the runner as she begins her first 450-meter run. The leader so far is down the right of your screen, and that is Nicole Gibson-Bird, who was 33rd in the California Regional back in 2017. Danielle Dunlap in lane 5. She's in second place out of Evolution Athletics in West End, North Carolina.
With the 27-minute time cap, Sean, the kind of checkpoints you're looking at is every 9 minutes for each one of these sessions because it is the same amount of work. So we hope that at least early on you get a little bit ahead of that 9-minute pace per section because you're going to have added transitions in with each session. The first athletes were to the runner around the 8-minute mark, so a little bit ahead so far.
Nicole Gibson-Bird. Based on last chance qualifier, she comes in 11th place overall. 475 points, 9 points back of Kat Wooler, who is sitting right now in 9th place overall. Gibson-Bird and Danielle Dunlap. Top the runner at the same time back to the rings, where they will be their first of 2 sets of 9 ring muscle-ups.
And in the first portion, this is where Gibson-Bird took over. Much more comfortable on the rings. Nice strong pull, catch it a little bit higher. Ripped off bigger chunks.
Points to the winner of this event. The top 2 athletes on the screen. Nicole Gibson-Bird on the right, and Danielle Dunlap on the left. Gibson-Bird getting set to finish up their first 450-meter run here in part 2.
Gibson-Bird unbroken on the set of 9. First athlete we saw do that. None of the athletes were able to maintain an unbroken set in the previous heat, so already we're seeing some of these women a little bit more aggressive in attacking this event.
Danielle Dunlap on the left of your screen is done. She's in second place in this heat. Lane number 10, Shannon Laurie, working her way back to the ring. Rebecca Fuselier is there as well, and Hasenkamp is now returning.
Hasenkamp just jogged to the ring. That kind of leads me to believe she's been laying low, kind of playing coy a little bit here. She has the energy to jog back to the ring, knowing that she's going to rip these muscle-ups. Muscle-ups are a strength for her. It's an area where she's going to be able to pick up some ground as this event moves along. So maybe she's obviously been slowing down on the runner, knowing she's going to hang the gas tank a little bit later on.
It's not a full Gibson-Bird way back to the runner, but Hasenkamp, we went to 7th place overall. What this year is chasing. They are all in the next heat. But she has to be mindful of women in this heat because at 204 points, she doesn't have a ton of breathing room to clear herself and a lot of women in this heat who are chasing her down.
And she came down despite looking perfectly comfortable in those muscle-ups. Maybe a strategic break there. We would like to maybe see her take a chance
over 13 minutes remaining before we hit 450 meter on one once again. The 9 more ring muscle left at 18 wall ball shots. Roselli on the left wing 3. She is in third place in this heat. Hasenkamp on the left side, you see her back and moving Chesney. She has just finished up her first set of 18 wall balls, and she is in fourth place in this heat. Roselli, a two-time PH competitor, she's closest to the camera. She was 10th in 2017 in the 16 to 17-year-old division and finished 9th in 2016.
This seems like we're getting to that stage as far as the evolution of the sport. We're seeing more and more teenage athletes starting to make the jump over to the individual side. Obviously, Aliana as well advertised in her immediate jump to the top of the women's division.
Nicole Gibson first judges hand within the air just ahead of Danielle Dunlap. They continue to be the top two women in this second of 3 heats. After this, it's back to the rig for a final set of 9 ring muscle ups and then one final set of 18 wall ball shots. And that is in the part 3. Dunlap and Gibson both. Dunn at the same time with Dunlap, who did not advance the chest piece the last time, has to do with that one. The low Gibson work is chopping up on the right side and getting set with his 9 ring muscle ups.
Gibson went unbroken on that first set.
She's through 5. And has it come down, now 6. Danielle Dunlap finally coming off the rings. Here we go for the low Gibson board. And unbroken on that second set of 9. And now back to the 20-pound wall ball for 18 shots at that 9-foot target. We are in the second portion of this event, coming up in section for 2 rounds of the 450-meter true point run. The 9-ring muscle up to the 18 wall balls. We're not moving the rounds, the 3 rounds, and the 300-meter run for 6 muscle up to the wall balls.
I really like this format. I like starting to deconstruct the tilting on what they want to do at the beginning. One of the things it does, it keeps the cadence high. Cuts their shorter chunks on the runner, shorter sets on the stuff, shorter sets on the wall. You can afford to go unbroken. You can afford to keep pacing the cadence high on the runner as well. You don't see a big drop off in pacing, even despite the fact that we're now getting close to 20 minutes into this event.
Roselli at your screen at 3. She's back on the ring. She's solid in third place. Hasenkamp moving back to the leads of as Nicole Gibson work is advancing her chest piece, and she will start the third portion of this event.
Last round.
A little more than 9 minutes to go, and as you were saying, it's 9 minutes per round, so she is on pace to possibly finish it.
Yeah, she's right on it. She's a little bit, she's close to 45 seconds ahead of pace off of the first portion. Now 15 seconds or so ahead of pace. Starting to slow overall for each section, but she's saving a little gas in the tank. She's right on pace to finish under the cap.
Danielle Dunlap back to the key-point trader in 2nd place. 300 meters, the lead for lead. Then 6 muscle ups, and then 12 wall ball shots. I'll do that 3 times here in this third and final portion of this event. Danielle Dunlap in 13th place overall, 166 total points. She is 18 points back to Capoeira for 9th place.
And one thing we haven't talked about is foot placement on this true form. It's very different than running on a regular treadmill or running outside. The nature of the curve means that there actually is a sweet spot in terms of foot placement, in terms of balance, in terms of lean with your torso, cadence with your feet. Actually rewards good running posture, good running technique.
Nicole Gibson works the judge's hand is in the air. And now Daniel Helbeck, judge's hand is in the air. As the two men staying neck and neck here throughout most of this heat.
4, 3.
Now we got the Fuselier.
2.
Is back.